Welcome to Bubbies Know Best. I'm Brad Pomerance. I don't know what I did wrong in my life, but I'm the one that has to manage these three backbreaking, or maybe I'll call them beautiful bubbies. They are the best. Okay, you know them well, and look at these Meshuggah bubbies in front of me. What is Bunny doing? Bubby Bunny, what are you doing?
Oh gosh. All right, let me see.
Okay,
You look good?
your lipstick is great.
Great,
And
thanks.
then look at Fakata SJ. You had that mask on last week, and it looks like Bubby SJ bought one, and it says Bubby SJ.
Look, I got this from Bubby Bunny's friend Ernest at Smile Shield, and it says on my crown, Bubby SJ, of course.
I have to admit it looks good, but you know what? You got to take it off, darling. It's just there's too much glare and flare and bling and ding, and you got to take it off. But I love Bubby. Linda, as beautiful as ever.
Thank you, Brad. You notice I don't have one of those masks, so that just shows you the importance of knowing Ernest.
But she's the sage, Bubby. You got to give it to her. Okay, so later on in the show, we're going to be speaking with a mother and an author about a book that she wrote to help children get through the COVID crisis. Her name's Jill Rosensweig, a wonderful woman. But we are starting with, I cannot believe it, we are starting with a legend. Her name is Lainie Kazan. Are you ready? Are you ready, puppies?
Yeah. I'm so excited.
Lainie, I just have to say, your career has been storied. There's no question about it. But I can't deny that your work in My Big Fat Greek Wedding, it sent me over the edge. It continues to send me over the edge. I just want to play one clip from My Big Fat Greek Wedding, and I want to get your reaction on the other side.
I'm bet.
Don't you worry. I'm going to talk to him. My dad is so stubborn. What he says goes. The man is the head of the house. Let me tell you something, Tula. The man is the head, but the woman is the neck. And she can turn the head any way she wants.
Brilliant. I mean, pure brilliance. Did you have any idea, Lainie, when you were making that this film would become the massive success that it turned into?
Not in the least. I remember getting a call from my agent who said, would you like to go and read a script? A young Greek girl has written a script. It's very funny. And we're going to Tom Hanks' office to read the script. And they're serving breakfast. I said, I'm on.
There's food, you'll go.
So we went and we read the script and we laughed and we enjoyed each other. Andrea Martin was there and Michael Constantine and the whole cast. And I was thrilled to read the script. I never heard from them again. When I went out, it was a year before I got the call.
Wow.
And they said, we're making a little movie up in Toronto, and you're not going to get much money, but it's a delightful experience. You'll have a good time. I said, I'll take it. I'll go.
What a masterpiece. But I'm going to be quiet. It's not about me. It's about the Bubbies. It's about the Bubbies. So,
Shut up,
SJ,
Brad,
go. It's your
okay?
turn. Go.
All right, thank you. So I'm Brooklyn born and bred, which I know you are, from Brooklyn, right?
Right.
Of course you are. So, and I love that about you. Look at, oh my God. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh my God.
That's my daddy and my sister, my mom, my sister Judy,
Oh, that's lovely.
my Aunt
Beautiful.
Bobby, my mama. Isn't she beautiful?
Beautiful.
Yes.
Just beautiful. So your career has spanned so many years. We
Don't
forget
tell me
that
I'm so old. I can't
you're
see.
not that old, honey. You're not that old. You're not.
And my hair turned gray.
And I love that about you. Keep it. It looks fabulous.
Thank
really.
you. Thank you.
Olive eye. So,
Oh,
that's right. So we forget that you worked with, like, oh my God, some of the greats, George Burns and Yul Brynner and Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra. What a gift. How was that for you? Tell me.
well, you know, I was like in a numb void. I never really would wake up. Like it would be every day would be some other great artist that I'd be working with, and it was almost too much. Like I would get very, very nervous the night before and I wouldn't sleep and I would have anxiety attacks. And then I'd get on the set and I would be so comfortable with whoever I was working with. They were so kind to me and they were so appreciative of what I had to offer. And it was a very, very extraordinary time in my life.
I love your determination, Lainie. That for 18 months on Broadway, Funny Girl, and finally Barbara Streisand has a strep throat, and you get your opportunity to go on for her. I just really want to know, how was that night for you?
Oh, well, the experience was everything. It was extraordinarily fulfilling. It was anxiety provoking. It was the scariest thing I've ever done. It was the most exhilarating thing I ever did. It was a once in a lifetime. And I'll never forget walking out on that Winter Garden stage and looking out at the audience and saying to myself, all the greats have performed here. And I mean, Al Jolson was on the stage. All these amazing artists that probably people hardly know now. The audience laughing and the audience clapping and the appreciation that I got was so extraordinary that I just forgot where I was and what I was doing. It was almost as if I was in my living room.
Wow, that's amazing. You were filling some pretty big shoes and you did it. You did it.
I did.
Now, in 1970, you were and probably still are, a sensual creature. You're gorgeous. But you were in Playboy.
Oh my God.
Oh my Look at her. She's gorgeous. Oh my God. Right. Now, I find it curious that the first thing that they mentioned was that you were Jewish. Was it like a big deal that in 1970 a Jewish woman would be in Playboy?
Exactly. And they sold it to me like that. I remember I was in Yugoslavia and I was making a movie with Yul Brynner called Romance of a Horse Thief. And it was quite a fabulous movie. Never really got any kind of notice. But they said to me, the photographer was Larry Schiller. And he was the photographer that took pictures of the cast, as we were working. And he said to me, honey, you could do for the Jewish woman what Sophia Loren did for the Italian woman.
Wow.
Take you out of the kitchen, you won't be recognized with matzo balls or chopped liver. You could, we'll see you, riding a stallion on the desert. And I looked at it, I thought, wow, the Jewess. So I agreed to do this article, not realizing what Playboy really was. And I was a girl of the 60s, I was kind of a hippie. So I didn't mind taking my clothes off. And I didn't mind, I didn't understand that there'd be men in the closet with my magazine.
Don't tell everyone our secrets.
Yeah.
Lainie Kazan, you were such a big, big part of my growing up, and my whole family just loved you. And you've had an amazing career on film, but as a cantor, which I am, I appreciate what a beautiful voice you have as well. So Brad tells me as a clip from you singing in 1969. Can we listen?
Let's listen, ladies.
He smiled at me and really eased my pain. Now my dark days are done and the bright days are here. My sunny one shines so sincere, sunny one so true. I love you.
I wish we could play the rest of it. You sang that song so miraculously. The soul, the heart. I'm going to be quiet, Linda.
Touch control of your voice.
Not only that, Lainie, you were sexy and beautiful then, and you know what? You're still sexy and beautiful now.
Oh, you're so sweet, my bubbies, my bubby.
And
I had a great bubby
Oh,
I
you,
had a great Bubby.
Did
My
you?
Bubby, oh, my Bubby was my life.
Oh,
you want to tell us about her?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're mentioning it, we'd like to honor our guests' Bubbies. So why don't we honor your Bubby right now? And here she is.
Oh, Lainie Kazan. She was from Jerusalem.
Oh, really?
She was, she went to, she tried to come to the United States and they put her in quarantine for quite a while. So they lived in England for 11 years. She had all her children. She had 10 children.
Whoa.
And she came over here and brought them over and opened a grocery store. She was president of the Zionist movement. She was quite a woman. I remember when she told me she cut her hair and she marched for women, the woman's vote. And she was quite liberated.
wow.
Lainie, I have to think that you have some very proud grandchildren yourself. Look at the Shayna Punnam on that one.
That's my
Yes, right.
Isabella Blue, who is the most amazing singer and artist. She's singing all over LA and at the Whiskey a Go Go and all. She's a big girl now. She's 21.
Oh.
Oh my!
And what about these two
Oh,
Shaynas?
just a late in life. My daughter gave birth to this beautiful boy, and
Oh,
and the little girl she adopted. And they're both 5.5 years old.
Beautiful.
She's got quite a job.
We adore
I
you.
have to tell you, I'm so proud to be a Jewish woman. And I teach everyone who works for me Yiddish sayings, and it's great. It's great. I'm very proud of my heritage.
And we love that you say that. We've spoken with many performers who are incredibly talented and happen to be Jewish. And so many of them say that to us, that their Jewish heritage, their roots, their culture, it really is part of their very essence. And you can see that in all your performances. You appeal to everyone.
That's right.
But there's still that spark, that Yiddishkeit spark.
That's right. The truth.
That we love. The
And
MS.
also
That's the MS.
the warmth. I feel so much warmth from you,
Right.
Lainie. It's like I want to be like your best friend.
Oh,
I
Well,
could just
give
feel it.
me a call.
I'll give you a call, Mama Lynn. I'll call you now.
next week we have our coffee cups. We can have coffee with our
Oh, I have my water.
Yeah, when everything settles down, Lainie, we'll get together for coffee, okay?
We definitely will, dog.
I would love that. And
Thank you so
anytime you
much.
want me to come by, I'll come on the show.
Thank you so much. We love you so much.
The best.
When
The
we
best.
come back, Jill Rosensweig, the author of this book, Bailey Bloom and the Battle of the Bug. We'll be right back.
Oh, that's great for my grandkids.
Welcome back to Bubbies Know Best. I am Brad Pomerance, and we are joined today by a remarkable woman. Her name is Jill Rosensweig, and she is the author of this children's book. It's called Bailey Bloom and the Battle of the Bug, and it helps the youngest among us understand the global pandemic that our world, and really their world, is facing. So, Bubbies, why don't we start and talk to Jill? Such an important issue. Linda, why don't you start, Bubby Linda?
Welcome, Jill.
Thank you.
I love the concept of your book.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I know all of us Bubbies have grandchildren or even great-grandchildren in Bunny's case that are young. And I see from the beautiful picture that you sent us of your family that you have young children, Jonah and Zoe.
Yes,
So my question is, were they the inspiration behind your book?
very much so. So Zoe is one of the main characters in the book, and Jonah's in the book as well. And really, I initially wrote the book for them. I wasn't planning on publishing it. But when we were home in March from school, we had been home for about 10 days. They had a lot of questions for me about the pandemic and why they were home and what was going on. And I heard about a story in the United Kingdom where people were putting up rainbow art in their windows, and kids were going around and looking for rainbow art on their social distancing walks. And I thought it was such a cute idea. So I decided to do it with my kids, and it really resonated with them. They felt like they were making our neighborhood more beautiful, and that when people were going on walks, it was making them feel better. For them, the idea that they could be doing things to help others during the pandemic felt so good, and they really latched onto that. And I realized it made so much of a difference in terms of how they were feeling. And then their friends started doing it too. And it became a thing that caught on. And so when I wrote this story for my kids and they really connected with it, I decided to write it so that maybe other kids could do the same thing, and that maybe parents would use it as a tool to help their kids get through the pandemic. So yeah, so this story is very much about my kids.
How long did it take you to do the book?
So drafting the story took me about 3 hours.
Wow.
And the whole thing from very first day to the end of it, for getting it live and published, was about 3.5 months. So it was very fast. It was very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you see yourself doing more books?
I hope so. So Bailey Bloom, for me, I was thinking of this as a series. And I really want to have it be a bunch of books where the girls in the story are taking on different topics that might be challenging for parents to talk about. And so I'm thinking about the next book in line, and I have some ideas in my mind, but I think I'll probably start that in about a month or so. And one of the things that I really wanted to explore was this idea of these 3 girls that come from different backgrounds. Great. And how, you know, one of the characters, Bailey Bloom, is a Jewish character. And one of the things that I've noticed with Jewish books is that they're either very Jewish, it's like a book about Hanukkah, or there are no Jewish characters in books. And so I wanted it to sort of have these characters that, you know, one of them is Jewish, one of them is Muslim, one of them is Christian. They come from different backgrounds, and they're the best of friends.
That
No, I
sounds
was going
great.
to ask you, like,
Thank
I
you.
understand that, like our crazy producer, Brad, okay, you're a lawyer. How did you go
Yes.
from lawyering to writing children's books?
Well, I have been a lawyer for about 20 years now. And as Brad might appreciate, at a certain point, you start to think about, is there anything else I want to do?
Pull the cord.
What I like to say is I basically fight with people all day for a living. And it starts to get to you after a while. It starts to really drain on you. And especially having young kids, where I want to be happy, I want to be in a good mood when I'm around them. And so I have thought about, okay, well, what can I do that's a little different than what I've been doing? I have a legal podcast that actually I love. I love doing that. So that's a lot of fun for me. I still love the law. And I love talking about the law.
Me too.
Practice, right? It's fun to talk about.
I like law school. I love
Yes.
talking about the law. Practicing law was torment and torture.
I
don't
love
know what's
it.
worse, lawyering or being with 3 crazy puppies.
Yes.
But here's what I do know.
I can answer that for you.
Here's what I do know. What I do know is that we need to buy your book, because whether you're a parent or a bubby, the story is sage, and it really offers some very important insight. There's also some coloring pages you can download off your website, which I love, because we know we want some coloring. And Jill from Browerman East, also known as the premier temple in Los Angeles, the most historic temple in Los Angeles, Wilshire Boulevard Temple. Congratulations on your success. You're from Canada. Ça va? Très bien. I'm very impressed. She's from Montreal. And you're now our friend, so you got to come back, okay?
And I can't wait to get your book for my grandchildren.
That would be amazing. Thank you so much.
Sure. When we come back,
darling.
When we come back, it is time for Guess the Grandma. Okay, welcome back to Bubbies Know Best. It's time for one of my favorite games with the Bubbies. I know it's yours as well. It's called Guess the Grandma. And on this segment of Guess the Grandma, we're going to show you, we'll start with the very handsome young man. Okay, so here's the handsome grandson. So is his grandma, is his bubby Goldie Hawn? Is it Joan Rivers? Or is it Oh no. That's Dick Martin, right? I don't
Yes.
want Dick Martin. I want Joanne Worley.
Keep it in there.
What do you think?
I think.
I
Okay, I think it's Joan Rivers because they sort of have the same smile around the mouth.
Okay. What do you think, Bubby SJ?
think it's Joan Rivers' grandson too.
Why?
I don't know. I just have a feeling. That's all. Because her daughter was married to a very handsome, blondish sort of a guy. Is always still married, maybe. Guy, I remember. I think.
What do you think, Bubby Bunny?
Oh, I'm just going to, I can't think of any one of them, but I'll say Joanne Worley, just so I can be different.
I love Joanne Worley.
Yes.
And I also kind of love laughing, as you can tell, because there's Joanne Worley. Let's pull it up. And tell Dick, let me look at this. Look at Dick Martin.
It's Dick Martin again.
I can't help it. It's Joan Rivers. It's
Of course.
Yay!
Yeah.
great. This boy is such a handsome young man.
Gorgeous.
Is Melissa Rivers' son. He's
Right.
doing so well. His name is Cooper, I believe.
Right. That's right.
And but
You
let's
got to get us harder ones. They're too easy.
But here's the problem, Esther.
I
You
couldn't figure.
know, I think you read the gossip magazines because you recognize these ones.
I watched the shows from years ago, but I don't read the gossip magazines anymore.
I was
Is
gonna
your
say,
grandson in the business?
not
I don't
yet.
know.
Not yet.
Could be. It's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
No, very handsome young man. Okay, ladies, what a wonderful episode. Lainie Kazan, I mean, I don't even know. She's a legend. I mean, she truly is a legend. And Bubby SJ with the fakakta mask, which is so very important. We know how important it is. So let us remind our viewers as we go through all of our cards that you can listen to the podcast by going to the website on your screen, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, whatever it is. Or you can watch every Monday night, 8 o'clock p.m. on JLTV. And then, of course, email us. You can be on our show. I'm telling you, Bubbies Know Best at JLTV.tv. We had Jamie and her grandmother, Nana, a few weeks ago. Please follow us on social media.
Mhm.
And here's the Teespring store where you can buy the mask that Bubby SJ is wearing. You can buy this coffee cup that we have right here. Everyone hold up the coffee cups. And then, of course, we can't forget the Schmageggies behind the scene. We're very important, Brad and Michael. And they're the Bubbies on the right side of the screen as well. What a great show. We love you so much. Bye, Bubbies. Bye, everyone.
Yay, Gazinta. Hey, goodbye. Good luck.
Come and see us next week.
Yeah.